Yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Esther Kelly.
Okay, hi. I'm Esther Kelly, and you just heard from Hema Delio, and we are with Deaf Action Center with a contract with the state of Texas to help deaf and hard of hearing people with anything they might need, whether it be resources or technology or maybe just coping skills. And there are many programs in Texas that are wonderful free programs to help people with hearing loss. We're really happy to be able to join today and help you understand ways to use your cell phone with hearing loss difficulties. Both Hema and I have hearing loss. I'm actually now, after wearing hearing aids many years, I have a cochlear implant. So some of what you might say to us, I'm not getting clearly. So what we're asking today is if you have any questions, and we would enjoy your questions, please write them in the chat box so that we can see that and answer your questions. And the other thing that we want to ask you to do, because the state program is trying to make sure we count all people that have hearing loss, if anyone listening today has some difficulty hearing, would you please write your name in the chat box so we can count that we've actually talked to people with hearing difficulty. So now we'll move to the next slide. And
give me a second. I'm trying to change the slide, but it won't change. So I'm trying to figure out how to change the next slide. Oh, I don't know where's the touch button. Oh, there it is, finally.
Okay, these are the counties we serve. We actually go to many counties and help people in this region with anything they need. And if someone's working and needs help to get hearing aids, there's programs to get them free hearing aids. If someone has other difficulties, we just find you the resources. So I wanted, Hema, can you go back to our contact slide, or is it at the end of it?
Yes, actually now what's happening is that for some reason it just moved, but give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in here.
Try to hit the arrow left button. The arrow left button should take you back a slide.
Let me see. Let me try it again. All right, share. Oh my gosh. Give me a second. Let me take it to the PowerPoint and see what's going on. Okay. Now let me try again. All right.
Yeah, good. Okay, she just pulled up the contact slide. If you want, rather than hand write down, in case you want to call us later for help, you could also pick up your iPhone and take a picture of that slide. And then you'd have it on your phone in case you thought of things after you heard us talk today that we might help you with. Anything we do is free. We don't charge anyone for help, and we help with a lot of technology. So we'll leave this here for about a couple more seconds so you can either write down what you need or take a picture of it. And then we'll move to the next slide.
I hope it works. There you go.
Okay, so this is what we do. We help you understand your hearing loss. We use technology demonstrations, communication strategies, hearing aids. We help people get them, even retired people. There are programs to get at sometimes free hearing aids. We help people in the workplace to identify how they can do better in the workplace. And we do trainings like we're doing today and outreach. Thank you. Go ahead to the next. Okay, and this is the region that we serve, is Region 3, all of these counties. So if you're in one of those counties, we'd be glad to hear from you. Go ahead.
Right.
Okay. I want to tell you about a wonderful law in Texas called Specialized Telecommunication Assistance Program, STAP. It's a state law, and it will give anyone listening, if you have hearing loss, if you're perfect hearing, they won't do it, but they will give you a free iPhone or a free iPad once every 5 years if you have any degree of hearing loss. And the way you can get that is contact Hema in Fort Worth or Esther in Dallas, and we will certify for you to get a free iPad or a free iPhone.
Right.
Just an exciting news. It sounds too good to be true, but it's been around a law since 1996, and people for all these years have been getting this type of equipment or other phones for other disabilities. So if you're here watching and you have a different disability with vision or mobility, you can contact us and we can get you that help too for other types of phones.
Right.
And if you're thinking you have questions, write them in the chat box. Okay, continue. Next
Right.
slide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, before Hema starts this slide, no, go ahead, Hema. You go ahead and do this, and I'll talk about my notes after you do this, okay?
Right. So as you can see in here, we have different apps that you can download in your iPhone or Android phone. But I just want to let you know that Live Transcribe is available. You know, nowadays, right now, a lot of people are using masks, and it's difficult for people who's hard of hearing to be able to hear what they're saying. And we can even read lips. So at this point, what we do is we pull out our cell phone. I'm a big fan of Android, but I have iPhone as well. So I just wanted to show you that Live Transcribe, which is the green square, that's for Android only. They have a partnership with Google. This app is totally free. So what it does is I just click on it and it captions at the same time what I'm saying. And that this is typically for people who cannot hear, to just pull up the smartphone and be able to follow the conversation. Now for Live Transcribe on iPhone, as you can see, is the orange square. It's got an elephant drawn in it. That one is not free. But the good thing is that it gives you a week to try it for free to see if you like it. And after that, you have to pay $4.99 per month if you're interested, or if you want to pay $49.99 for the whole year. That's unfortunate, but yeah, they have that. Also in Otter, they said that it's really good because they also offer, like, someone is typing what a person is saying during the meeting or during the conversation with your family. There's someone actually typing for you. That's the kind of Live Transcribe, but it's a paid fee, of course. You have to pay. Ava is free, and that's for iPhones. So what it does is that you download it and you subscribe, and you have your family, relatives, or friends to download it as well. So all you have to do is place the iPhone at the table, and let's say your sister or brother or mom, they have their iPhone as well, and they are kind of far distance. You're having a conversation, you will be able to follow the conversation because what they're saying is placed right next to their names. You're gonna see their name. When you respond, you will see the response, but with also your name. So that's easier to follow. But just know that Ava is also free. We also have notes that Esther uses a lot. Esther, can you share how?
Yes. And on your iPhone, when you press the notes, I'm going to do that right now. Okay, I press notes and I go to the bottom of the screen and I press this. I get a blank screen. Then I press the microphone at the bottom. And now everything that's said without holding it at my mouth, laying it on a table, or using it with a conversation, or even in the doctor's office. Everything is said comes across your note screen. It is free. It comes with your phone. And so you can have this when you leave the doctor's office. You've saved everything he said when you get home. Or if you're just at a card club and you can't understand people, this is a great free way to do it. I made my font bigger because it's very small when you click notes, but you can go to your settings and get better font. This has been my favorite thing because it's right there. You already have it. So that's just another suggestion for using your iPhones. Okay.
Right. And the other thing is that if the background is white and you prefer the background to be black and the letters white, you can change that feature through settings. And you can save it up to a week or 3 months, the conversation. So it's good. This one, this is another app that you can download, but you have to pay $9.99. This app, you can have it in your phone, but also on smartwatch. Just in case you don't have your phone nearby, that is a good way to follow the conversation with your family and friends. Of course, you can also download it an iPad. I mean, any Apple device. Now this one, this is a great app, but this is mostly used for hearing aids, free sound hearing aids. As you can see, it's got the ability to be downloaded on smartwatch as well. What it does is that this app has a different program for the hearing aids. So let's say that I go to a restaurant and there's a lot of background noise, or even if you go outside, it's very windy and you can hear the sound in your hearing aids. You can change the program and adjust the background noise. You can also adjust the volume through this app instead of going directly to your hearing aid and change the features. As you can notice right here, it also tracks where the hearing aid is located at in case you lose them. Of course, it will not locate if you're inside the house. I know the GPS, it says it's in the house, but it will not tell you it's under the table. No, you have to find it on your own. The other thing is that if your hearing aid is off, then unfortunately, you might not be able to find it. You will only know the last place you had the hearing aid, but you would not know if you actually, let's say you were driving and you stop at the restaurant and you lost your hearing aid in there. It was on, but finally it turned off. That's the last location you will know of the hearing aid. It only works if the hearing aid is on. Here is a Cochlear app. Have you used it, Esther?
Okay. Cochlear implant is what I'm listening with right now because after wearing hearing aids for years, they weren't helpful anymore. And now, just last week, I've upgraded to Cochlear implant N7, and they have paired it to my iPhone, and I control my implant through my phone now, volume, settings, and they have a lot of hearing aids now that can do this too. But in this case, I am just amazed because now if you call me or if I call you, I don't hold a phone anymore. I just put my iPhone down on the table and I just talk to you because it sends your voice right into my cochlear implant without me having to hold it up at my ear anymore. What a nice blessing that is. So I'm excited that cochlear implants are becoming really user-friendly, and the brand I have is Cochlear Americas, and they really use the apps in iPhones.
Yes. Just keep in mind that each hearing aid brand, different cochlear brand, they have different apps, so they work differently. As you can see in here, this is a different brand of hearing aids. It's called the Starkey. They have new features. Their hearing aids now is able to track the heartbeat, is able to translate. Let's say someone is speaking in Spanish, the hearing aids will, you will actually hear it in English in your hearing aids. You can also transcribe and send you reminders if it's time to take your pills. That's the new features that is added for Starkey hearing aids. All right. Now, in comparison from the app that I have for my freesound hearing aids to the settings I have for iPhones, I actually prefer the settings on iPhone because it's right there. It's accessible. So what I do, I turn on my Bluetooth on my iPhone and I just put on my hearing aids. You can see it here at the bottom. I can adjust the volume left to right or just balance it. Or I can also adjust the program and I can reduce the background noise as well. And as you can see in here, you can also add the flash alert, which means that whenever you receive a call or a text, it will start flashing at the back. You can turn that feature on. And here you can also turn on the feature that is called sound recognition. What it means is that you can turn on, as you can see here, different options. Like if your baby is crying, you want to be able to know if your baby is crying, you can turn that on your phone. It will vibrate and send you flash alerts as well. Or if someone is knocking on the door, or if you by accident left the water running and you have your hearing aids off, this will alert you. Yes. Do you have any questions so far? Let me check out the chat box just to make sure.
I wanted to say, in this picture, the picture of this, it doesn't show on up here, but anyway, the green where the cell phone's sitting on it right here. This is an awesome device where if someone texts me, someone emails me, or calls me, this strobe light flashes all around. It vibrates because I have a vibrator that's pictured there. And it also comes with a doorbell that will vibrate and flash and tell me the doorbell is ringing, and it would make a doorbell sound on here. Or if it's a phone ringing, it'll make a phone sound on here. It's portable. I keep it by my bed at night, but I can take it to the kitchen in the day. And if I'm working around, I can tell if I'm getting any kind of someone at the door or calls or emails or texts. And it's really strong. It vibrates, it splashes, and makes noise. So this is just one device. If you're interested in anything you see, you can contact him or I, and we'll give you where you can find these. They're not in the local store normally. They're through catalogs that sell devices for people with hearing loss. But this would work for people that don't have hearing loss, that just need better alerting. There might be a sound sleeper or something. But anyway, these devices, there's many more devices that help people. So that's.
Yes. Also, I used to have this Ditto. It's a really small device, the size of a thumb. So what you do, just clip it on your shirt. Because what a lot of people do is that when they go to sleep and they are afraid to miss the weather alert in case of a tornado, so they just clip it on their shirt, right? And they're sleeping and then receive a weather alert, it starts vibrating. So that it wakes them up so they can check on their phone and see what's going on. But it's not just for alerts, but also for alarms in case you need to wake up and you don't want to wake up your husband or wife. You can use that as well. It's really good. All right. Oops, it's not going next.
What's next?
Give me a second. I don't know what's going on. Let me try again. Okay. It's not moving. Ah. Give me a second. Okay. All right. Now this one is a caption phone. You can get one caption phone for free through different companies. At the bottom in here, this is Caption Call. This is Captel, and this is Clear Captions. Now, the difference between each of them is that the requirements. The Caption Call, it does not require for you to have a landline or internet. You can use it through your Bluetooth cell phone. Let's say your cell phone rings, this caption phone will ring and you can pick it up and it automatically starts captioning what the other speaker on the other end is saying. So at the Captel, it is required for you to have high-speed internet and landline. Now, if you don't have a landline, you can request a Magic Jack, but typically for that, you will have to pay around $10 or more to have that installed. So that way you can have just direct internet connection. Now for clear captions, they are no longer passing out phone because of COVID-19, but they can install the app in your iPhone. So that way you can have access to the captions when someone is talking to you. Now, Caption Call, they have this app that you can download in your iPad or your iPhone. Suppose that you decide to travel and you cannot answer the phone from your home, you can answer it through your tablet as long as you have Wi-Fi. All free. If you need this kind of service, you can contact Esther Kelly or I, so that way we can certify your application and we send it to the company. Now,
It is all free. I don't know if you had said that. Everything we're talking about is free.
right, so here's the thing. If you receive an application and you decide to, yes, you want the caption phone, but at the bottom it says someone has to certify it, don't go to the audiologist because they will charge you for the visit. Come to us. Our service is free. We just certify it real quick. It only takes us 5 minutes to send it to them and they will call you. They will call you and set up an appointment for a free installation within 2 weeks. Right, I like it because it's only 2 seconds delay. A lot of people think it's a computer system, but now there's actually a person typing for you. Now what you're saying, but what the other speaker said at the other end, they will type it. So it's not a computer system. All right. Now this is a video phone. This is typically for deaf people, but I used it. I'm hard of hearing. So the way I use it is that I turn on the feature called voice carryover. What it does is that I can, let's say my sister, she called me, right? I can hear her and I can talk back to her, but I also have an interpreter on the screen. She's signing and voicing and using the facial expressions at the same time. It helps me to understand what she's saying, full body language. So to me, it's really good because I'm a visual person. I read lips, so this is wonderful. But I'm also learning sign language. So this is not just for deaf people. You can also request it if you want, if you're hard of hearing. And know
And
that
also, the video phone on your desk, you can put the same video on your iPhone, and you can use exactly what you see there, but on your iPhone.
right, right. Even on iPad or laptops, yes. It's free. All you need is high-speed internet, and of course, be deaf or hard of hearing as well. Do you have any questions so far? No? All right. I want to add a little bit more information about STAP program. As you can see in here, if you want to apply for one of these devices, all I need is the proof of residence, either your name and address. It's got to be together. If you don't have a driver's license, you can send me your utility bill or the insurance, but your name and address has to be together. It has to be current. And of course, like Esther said, you have to be hard of hearing, but also have vision loss, speech problems, mobility problems, which means that you have back pain, you have arthritis, you have difficulty holding the phone, you also qualify for that. Or if you have cognitive problems, you can also request that as well.
Okay, I see a question, and it says, how long does it take to apply or to be approved? For STAP, it's about 3 months. For the caption phones, it's about 1 day. It's just very quick for caption phones to get them free. We just we certify an application, and then the caption people will contact you. Probably by the time you get it, it could be 1 or 2 weeks, but it's not a long wait. But for the STAP program, it is by the time you send in the application to Austin, and they are giving you a $699 voucher to get a free iPhone or iPad. So it takes a couple months before you can get that.
Right.
Let's see, is there another question? Someone says, I'm trying both notes and live transcribe. Both show only every 10th word. Do you have to speak really slow for transcribe to work?
No, just talk normal. Just talk normal. It will catch up. It's really that good. Yes. Now, if you see that the caption didn't say a word correctly, you just repeat. I'm sorry. Now, yes, for this STAP program, I approve it right away. And I sent you the application to your house. Once I receive your proof of residence, you sign it and you send it to Austin, and you wait 3 months to receive the voucher. Once you receive the voucher, you call me so I can help you get your iPad or smartphone, because what happens is that they will send you a long list of different stores or vendors.
Okay.
And very few offers iPhones or iPads. So just call me and I will tell you which vendors do approve it. And I can help you with that. Yes.
We're requested to put our contact information slide up again.
Yes.
Okay. And there's also a question that says, how often can you be upgraded with equipment? I'm not sure which equipment this question is about, so can you write a little more detail?
So what kind of device you're talking about? Under STAP program or assisted technology?
Okay. There's also anyone listening to us today, would you please, as I requested in the beginning, add your name here in the chat box so we can tell how many people actually have hearing difficulties that are listening to us today. Let's see.
Yes.
Are these services available in other states like Oklahoma? In Oklahoma, they have a phone program, but it's not the same as Texas, and I don't know, maybe Hema knows, I don't think there's very many states that are actually giving iPhones and iPads. They'll give basic phones. Hema, do you know another state that gives iPhones or iPads? No,
No.
it's great. They give more than anybody. But you do have something in Oklahoma for basic phones. Okay. Thank you, Robert. Okay.
Yes. Also, our state requires that we have a sign-in sheet for the participants who join the presentation. It is required for us to ask the participants to tell us if they are deaf or hard of hearing or hearing, and also add your zip code, where you live in or where you currently at. Please add the zip code as well, so that way we can show the state that we presented to you guys. You just add it in the chat box, and or one of you guys can email it to us. That would be
great.
helpful as well.
It'd be great if y'all emailed us with any
Yes.
emails you're having all. This is what we do 40 hours a week, is just work to help people get the technology they need. And by the way, we're talking on iPhones today, but since we had an extra minute, I want to add that Texas has other great programs that we don't have time to explain or elaborate on today. But like I said, if you think you have mild hearing loss, especially if you're working, there's wonderful programs to get free testing and free hearing aids if you need them. If you're retired, there's other programs that are a little slower, but we can give you information on all of these programs to get help for anyone. And by the way, 1 in 3 people over 65 has a hearing loss, and not everybody wants to admit it, but that's us across the board in the whole United States, that statistic. And thank you for the people that are filling into the chat box now for your information. And the person just wrote they have ReSound hearing aids. ReSound hearing aids are wonderful. And do you know that your ReSound hearing aids have a wonderful little mini mic? I have it in my purse, or I would show you right now. And it helps you. It pairs to your ReSound hearing aids, and it helps you hear in meetings and the distance. So I was glad you put that up there. Other brands of hearing aids also have little microphones that help you hear at meetings and distance, because you know we have good hearing aids, but they don't go for the groups and distance. We have a website. Yes, it's called Deaf Action Center website. I forgot to put that up there. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I'm just reading if I'm missing any questions.
All right. As I see David's message that unless you ask my wife, she's convinced that I do. That's funny. Well, guys, I would recommend for you guys to see an audiologist or go to Costco or Sam's Club and have your hearing tested. You don't miss anything. Costco and Sam's Club, their hearing test is free, just to see if you're hard of hearing. Now, if you don't treat your hearing loss, what's gonna happen later in life is that you can develop dementia. So please don't take that risk and see if you're hard of hearing. I mean, hearing aids right now is the highest technology you can think of. I mean, it's got it. It's kind of like a Fitbit. It tracks your heartbeat. It can translate for you. You can listen music directly to your hearing aids. So it's got wonderful features. So go ahead and have yourself tested if you can. Okay. Thank you guys. Thank you for inviting us this morning. Do you have any more questions?
Okay. That's all the information I have right now. So I will turn it back to your leader.
Very good. Thank you for the presentation. It was very helpful, and the free iPad iPhone thing is a surprise, and that's great. So hopefully everybody has the information that needs it. Bob? Your audio's off, Bob.
Yes.
Yes, that the presentation was very, very good. I know you stumbled a little bit, but the presentation was excellent, and you were speaking to the right audience. Our leadership is usually I'm the one. I'm up in front talking to people, and I can't hear what they're saying when they talk back. So definitely will take advantage of your services, and appreciate it very much. Good job, Richard. I appreciate it. Didn't think I would until they started talking, and then everything just fell in place.
Oh, good. Okay. By the way, we do have a speaker for next month. Lawrence Jenkins has volunteered to give us a presentation on an email client that he's found that sounds good. So we've got a December presenter.
Well, thank you so much. You've done a great job, and I just want to say thank you for these last 2 years. I'm sorry that my term was interrupted by the COVID, but everybody's safe and healthy. I can't describe all the help that everybody's given me, and I appreciate your help and everything that you've done, and it's been just great. I'm sure glad that Shirley's taking over. She will be an excellent president, and the vice president, Leonard there, he brings so much to the table every time he has a presentation. So thank you again for everything.